Being far from the world of fashion, this businessman managed to enrich style of both the unemployed and millionaires. He invented jeans, the most popular clothes of our time. The German Jew Levi Strauss founded his company, selling denim in over 69 countries all around the world. The history of the most famous trousers in all the world began in a small German city of Buttenheim in the north of Bavaria. There, on February 26, 1829, Levi Strauss was born. He was the sixth son of the street dealer Gersh Strauss. When the young man was only 17, his father died from tuberculosis. 2 years later, the widowed Rebecca, together with their young children, moved to America. Levi's senior brothers were already there, selling canvas, fabrics, and ready-made garments in New York. The young Levi Strauss also began studying the trading business, and by 1850 he became an expert in the trade and changed his name to Levi. In the middle of the 19th century, after deposits of gold had been found in California, thousands of people rushed there, making the journey over mountains and wide open seas. Levi Strauss also decided to move to the west for gold, but not to dig in the mines all day long despite the promise of considerable profits. In January 1853, Levi Strauss received American citizenship and soon became a representative of the family business in the bustling and noisy city of San Francisco. He intended to sell clothes and equipment to the gold diggers. In fact, in the heat of the gold fever, the prices for essential goods in California, isolated from the rest of the continent by huge mountains, was simply sky high. On one occasion, Levi could not even manage to sell a piece of canvas for making tents. So he gave the length of this rough fabric to a tailor, who transformed it into 10 pairs of working trousers. The gold diggers bought them instantly, as for a long time they had needed hard-wearing trousers that didn't rip or tear. These durable trousers, which protected against dust and dirt, and which were easy to clean, soon turned out to be indispensable. The original cut with a yoke behind allowed one to wear without a waist belt, and it was possible to put samples of gold and working tools into the superimposed pockets. Later, Levi replaced canvas with denim, a dense cotton fabric. The choice of the dark blue color is simple to explain. In the 19th century, indigo was the cheapest dye for fabrics. The sale of jeans was quite profitable, and in the mid-1950s, Levi Strauss became a well-known businessman in the city. In spite of being a wealthy man, he still asked his employees to name him Levi instead of Mr. Strauss. The new style of working clothes, the so-called overall suit to the waist, had great success with the Californian gold diggers. However, one problem emerged. After a while, the weight of the golden nuggets carried by the gold diggers started to tear the pockets. In 1872, Levi received a letter from Jacob Davis, a tailor of Baltic origin, to whom he delivered denim. Davis had a bright idea. He suggested strengthening both pockets and fasteners of the jeans with horse harness rivets. As Davis did not have the $68 necessary to patent his invention, he turned to Levi Strauss for help. On May 20, 1873, the patent numbered 139121 was awarded to Strauss and Davis. Almost at once, the unpretentious innovation transformed into impressive profit. Rivets appeared on all of Levi Strauss's jeans. However, once when a cowboy sitting by a fire was burnt by the heated groin rivet, it was decided that rivets remained only on pockets. But soon it also became necessary to remove rivets from the back pockets, as they scratched chairs and saddles. At the same time, the firm's double line of orange thread appeared on the back pockets. In 1886, a leather label representing two horses tearing apart a pair of Levi's was added to the back of all jeans, becoming the brand mark of the firm. The cult model number 501 appeared on sale in 1890. It has been produced by the Levi Strauss Company right up until the present day. Levi Strauss in his late years was a millionaire, philanthropist, and an honored citizen of San Francisco. He sponsored the Jewish shelter for orphan children. Together with other outstanding citizens of San Francisco, he established a fund for a new railway branch line. He also founded 28 grants at the University of Berkeley. Levi Strauss died in 1902, and the lion's share of his 6 million fortune Strauss left to his nephews. The rest he offered for charitable needs of both Jewish and Christian organizations. In the beginning of the 20th century, people wore jeans only in California. However, during the Great Depression, the company Levi Strauss developed a wide advertising campaign, and the characters of westerns wore those strong and convenient trousers. And jeans conquered America. After the Second World War, jeans appeared on the international scene. In the year 2000, in the small German city, in the blue wooden house where Levi Strauss grew up, a museum was opened for the most famous trousers in the history of mankind.
They're arguably the most popular piece of clothing in the world, yet they're also one of the most individual. As any urban cowboy will tell you, nothing fits so well as a pair of denim jeans. Jeans were invented not long after the California Gold Rush, when a certain Mr. Levi Strauss began making miners denim work pants with copper rivets. To say he came up with a winner is something of an understatement. 450 million pairs are sold every year in the US alone, and worldwide the denim market is worth around $40 billion. But every pair of jeans has made an amazing journey from the cotton field to the high street store. Their story begins 650 kilometers away on the plains of Torreon. Here in these vast fields, they grow one of Mexico's most important crops, cotton. Picking cotton by hand is slow, back-breaking work. Each picker can only harvest around 50 kilos a day, and it's always a gamble whether or not all the cotton can be harvested before the weather changes. Fortunately, cotton farmer Juan Antonio has an ace up his sleeve: the mechanical cotton picker. In just 5 minutes, this machine can harvest as much cotton as a human picker can manage in a whole day. It works by using lifters to direct the cotton plants between rotating drums. These are attached to a series of spindles covered in barbs, which pluck the ripe balls of cotton from the stem. The cotton is then blown through a tube into a basket at the back. Once Juan has filled his truck, Francisco Gonzalez compresses the whole lot into massive bales ready for transportation. But for each ton of this harvest, there are 500 kilos of seeds, 100 kilos of leaves and other plant parts, and just 400 kilos of cotton fiber. So to separate the valuable fiber from the debris, it's sent to this 1950s vintage cotton gin. This fabulous old machine looks like a monstrous Wurlitzer jukebox, and its job is to dry and clean the raw harvest, removing the unwanted seeds and plant leaves by sieving everything through a fine mesh. It's dusty work, but what emerges at the other end are bales of refined cotton, weighing around 200 kilos and containing enough fiber to produce 325 pairs of jeans. But first, the raw cotton needs to be turned into denim, which is what they do here at the Denim Art Factory in the southern Mexican state of Puebla. The trouble is, when it arrives, every bale of cotton is slightly different. So, to make a consistent thread, the cotton needs to be blended. That process begins here in the blow room with bale laydown. A machine called a Truschler blendomat uses a mechanical arm to pick fibres from the top of the bales. These fibres are then blown along air ducts into special multi-mixers before they're cleaned by being blown around, allowing any trash to fall out the bottom. The resulting fibres still don't look like thread, so it's then down to operators like Jose and his trusty DK760 to perform what's known as carding. Now, despite what you may think, carding isn't something that a Las Vegas croupier does, but is rather the process of untangling the fibres by combing and pulling the cotton into a kind of web. The fibres are then stretched together to form a thick strand called a sliver. At a speed of 1,500 feet per minute, 6 slivers are stretched and combined. The next stage is spinning. At each one of these stations, cotton slivers are pulled and twisted at a rate of up to 120,000 revolutions per minute. There are between 100 and 250 fibres in a single thickness of cotton thread, and just 20 grams of fibre produce a whole kilometre of fine yarn. On these giant reels, they now have something that's starting to look like familiar cotton. But to make jeans blue, the cotton first needs to be dyed. You guessed it, yellow. But don't panic, Ramiro the cowboy isn't going to end up looking like a lemon. The reason the dye is yellow is because indigo blue dye isn't water soluble. So it first needs to be mixed with a reducing agent, sodium hydrosulfite, and it's this that turns it yellow. Then, when it's removed, something magical happens.
Normally, the indigo bath is yellow, okay? But as soon as it has contact with the oxygen, it turns blue, as you can see in the surface of the glass.
Because the bond between the dye and cotton isn't very strong, jeans gradually fade. But of course, if jeans didn't fade, they just wouldn't be jeans. The thread is treated with cornstarch to make it stiffer, then after a blast in a dryer, the cotton is ready to use. The trouble is, it's just a bit too blue. Denim originally got its name from a type of French fabric, serge de Nîmes, Nîmes being a city in France. If you look at it closely, you'll see it actually contains a combination of white and blue thread. So, as the cotton is fed into the loom, it's blended with 1 strand of white to every 3 strands of blue. Each of these looms turns out 3,000 meters of denim every week, enough to make cowboys like Ramiro a pair of jeans with flares the size of wigwams. A pair of 5-pocket jeans uses 15 pieces of cloth. So they first stack the denim into piles of 100 sheets, ready for each piece of the design to be cut. It's up to pattern layer Antonio Martinez to make sure that as little material as possible is wasted. Using a computer, he can limit the offcuts to just 7%. Once he's happy, the pattern is printed onto paper. Next, the design is rolled out over the denim. This stage is more like carpentry than tailoring, and with the denim 100 sheets deep, any mistake will be costly. Once cut, it's like a military operation, with an army of jean genies assigned to one specific task. Each pair of jeans takes 15 minutes to make and requires 1.6 meters of denim, several hundred meters of thread, 6 rivets and 1 zipper, or 5 buttons. On seam ironing duty is Marie Cruz.
I like my job a lot because there's no pressure here, unlike other areas of the factory. I iron 300 pairs a day. I like ironing, but later my back will hurt.
Marie adds the finishing touches to these spanking new jeans, but they're still not ready to grace a cowboy's behind. These days, everyone's too cool to wear jeans that look brand new. So they're about to become distressed by being slipped onto some rubber legs, blown up, and given a little rough handling. In just 60 minutes, this team are going to make the jeans look like they've spent the last 5 years being dragged around a mine. So they set to work sanding in worn patches, grinding in frayed edges, and spraying on stains. Then, to add a few worn-in designer creases, it's out with a high-tech laser gun. These jeans get an even rougher ride than the Buckaroos. To give them a final hammering, they're tossed into gigantic washing machines, along with a few buckets of volcanic rock. Once dried, the jeans are now shrunken and nicely worn in. Or totally trashed, according to your point of view.